Welcome to Football 301. I'm your host, Nate Tice. I am joined, as always, by Mr. Forverts, Charles McDonald. We're coming to you right after Sunday Night Football. It's time for the late hit. Broncos win in overtime 27-26 over the Washington Commanders, who were wearing some classy uniforms tonight. I thought Broncos pull this off in overtime in what was a game that matched the field it was played on. That's the way I'll put it right there. But Chuck, great to see you after we recapped the afternoon games. But how you doing right now? How was that experience for you?
It was an experience for sure. Didn't realize today when I turn this game on, I'll be getting 46 dropbacks from Bo Nix, 52 dropbacks from Marcus Mariota. It's not even including scrambles from either of them. So, wow, a lot happened there. But ultimately, the Broncos, they did what they've been doing all year. They pulled it out at the end. Another close game victory for them. Nick Benito iced it with a deflection on a 2-point conversion. And I'm so glad that the Commanders went for 2 instead of just prolonging that game. Like, dude, you're 3-8, or 3-9 now. It doesn't matter. Just go for it. See what happens. And fortunately, they didn't get it. And now the Broncos are 10-2. It feels like the AFC West race is wrapping up pretty soon here, you know?
It does. It does. I know. I think it's more about seeding for them right now. And do we have an offense that we believe in? I think those are the main questions for the Broncos rather than exactly what they're going to end up with. Their defense still very good, although the Commanders had moments moving the ball, especially running the ball.
They did.
Saw some Chris Rodriguez out there. So that's the thing with that Broncos defense is still real. It's still awesome. It's still tenacious. And I know we joked about it. It's like Riley Moss just keeps getting put on a poster, even by Treylon Burks tonight, but I swear he's good. I swear he's good. Even Deebo Samuel got him because he just peaked on 4th down, in overtime. But no, with PS2 back out there, Hufanga got the PI at the end, but he's just a tenacious player. It's fun. The front's so good. Of course, you mentioned Benito. It's like, I believe in that Broncos defense all the way. The offense has moments, I believe in it, but still frustrating. I mean, just how they did the second half was pretty frustrating. They had the beautiful touchdown drive. The Bo Nix has the pick. Then they kind of had a couple 3-and-outs. They had another a drive that they had to punt on. Kept the Commanders in the game and let them kind of keep the game alive and to tie the game, go to overtime. By the way, like it turned into just like I don't know what the Twilight Zone kind of a game. Like Dan Quinn had a great 3rd down call. Bobby Wagner had a pick. Marcus Mariota is making plays, hero plays. I'm like, what is going on with this game right now? Evan Ingram's running juke routes on Bobby Wagner, which was a great call. They just kept trying to get Bobby Wagner on the island. It just kept not working out for him. I thought the refs had a eventful night, as I'll put it. They had one of the pettiest false start calls I've ever seen in my life on Terry McLaurin. In the 2-minute drill where he was set and they just called it for some reason. I still don't know why. Then the intentional grounding. Also, Commanders had a ballsy QB run. It was just a game that just stuff happened. I don't know. It's just, I'm sorry I'm just rambling with thing after thing, but this was that type of game. It's like, then this happened. And then this happened. And then this happened. But yeah, it was just, I really trust the Broncos defense, but then they have these moments where they're letting the Commanders with Marcus Mariota move on them. So I don't know how you stack them up, but they win games and they're really tough to play against, but they just kind of have these moments where it's a little frustrating watching them.
Well, I mean, it was kind of like one of those games where it wasn't as egregious as what happened in like the Buffalo and the Baltimore games last year, but still, like the Commanders, they were able to have a good amount of success on like the design run game. For the whole game, they had 29 design runs, 117 yards, 1 touchdown. 45% success rate, 0.14 EPA per rush on those plays. And it does feel like if there is a way to kind of beat the Broncos, if there is a way to kind of beat the Broncos defense, maybe in the playoffs, maybe it is just kind of getting under center and trying to just bully your way down the field a little bit, because they still like they can be a little light in the interior, and it feels like nitpicking, because like it is nitpicking with a defense that's this good. You know, you kind of have to like find whatever poison pill you can go after. But
the playoffs is
maybe just that's how the playoffs is. Yeah, maybe just like, you know, just trying to pound the ball up the middle and wearing them out is the way to go, because the Commanders, like, they did have some success in that today. I thought Chris Rodriguez had a really nice game running the ball, even though you look back and it says 11 carries for 41 yards, nothing crazy, but go back and watch. Like, I thought he really did have a pretty strong day. Commanders, that's a fun offense on a bad football team, because even when you go back, you look at like Mariota's stats for the whole season, he's performed better than you think. Probably one of the better backup quarterbacks in the league right now, but just not enough juice on defense again today. Like that was pretty bad on defense.
Yeah, I thought they inspired game, but it was like you could see it's hard for them to hold up for that long. You know, just even missed tackles that would happen, and then even the Broncos run game got rolling. I mean, you really felt it. There's just times where you felt it, where it's like, oh yeah, there's the bad Commanders defense, and then just kind of the Broncos were up and down. I thought maybe the Commanders going tempo so much. I mean, they ran 80-something plays. Maybe that wears out the Broncos. Broncos have a lot of action, a lot of man coverage, a lot of moving parts. So maybe that just wears their guys down over time. Just thinking, I know Broncos fans are probably like, why are you picking on us? It's like, well, you're the 1 or 2 seed right now. So I'm just trying to figure out 1 point
against a 3-8 team.
I'm trying to figure them out. Like, you can't. Yeah, exactly. I mean, the Commanders had a higher success rate, a higher rushing success rate, and a higher passing success rate. They had more explosive plays. They had more explosive runs, and they had the same amount of explosive passes. Like, that's why I'm bringing this stuff up. Marcus Mariota outperformed Bo Nix. Marcus Mariota was playing the Broncos defense with Treylon Burks, and the Commanders and Bo Nix was playing the Commanders defense with Bobby Wagner, and insert DB here. You know, so that's why I just want to bring it up, because even now that the playoff picture is kind of getting crystallized a little bit, you look at the teams that they might have to play against, the Broncos at least. Sorry, the Patriots, their run game's not that great. So, okay, probably have a very good shot there. Bills' run game, though, that's scary. Not the greatest matchup for them, you know, and they also don't really strike fear into the Bills' defense. Okay, you can run on them a little bit. And then the Ravens, who knows what's going on with the Ravens or the Steelers or anybody in the AFC North. Yeah. But you look at the AFC South. Okay, Jags can run the ball a little bit. Colts can definitely run the ball. Not today, as we talk about later. Texans, But and then the Chiefs or the Chargers, okay, you know. But so it's just also, I think my overarching point here is that they're matchup dependent more than maybe you'd want a true. I do think they're a contender, obviously, but it's like where I'm like, oh, I'm willing to hang my hat on exactly what they're doing right now. So that's exactly what I'm just trying to get at, because I just think that some matchups can get them, but they also just overwhelm any team that doesn't have an offense and that doesn't have a real passing game, which there's a couple right now that are out there right now.
How about this? Since week 10, so what, past 4 games for the NFL, past month of NFL football?
Past month.
The Broncos are 22nd EPA per rush on defense, and they're 13th in success rate. So, you know, that's a month. That's 34 drives worth of data. They're, you know, below average rush defense for the past month. But again, overall for the whole year, still top 5. Still
right.
One of the best defenses, so we'll see what happens.
And then if your protection's like shoddy at all, like they could just get 5 sacks on you. Like, I mean, this team might set the sack record. I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, just they have so many guys. That's why it's so hard to even talk about sometimes and go like, oh, this guy's their standout guy. Like you watch the freaking Browns, it's like, oh, there's Myles Garrett. You know, like with the Broncos defense, it's like, well, this guy Zach Allen does something, Nick Benito does something. Just one play after another, they have a guy. Now they were holding the fort down with PS2 out, and now he's back. And then you just see him, the play that Chris Collinsworth highlighted when he was like, oh, he doesn't fall asleep down here. But it was a good little snapshot of how good PS2 is. Like he was just step for step with Terry McLaurin there at the end of the game. It was just I really do think the Broncos too. It's like they always have Sean Payton too. That's always just like a little wild, you know, that's just a nice little ace in the hole. It just feels like too, their passing game. And I know Broncos fans aren't happy about this too either. But with Bo Nix, even Collinsworth got at it. It's like, hey, are you going to challenge him on third down and make him drop back and do something? Because that's going to really decide your ceiling this season. And I thought Bo Nix had another kind of Bo Nix game on third down. A lot of scrambling, a lot of kind of ups and downs, a couple good plays, but a couple turn downs, plays what I call the denominator issue, where it's like he's not allowing plays to breathe, just to happen. So it doesn't even matter what happens. But I do think that they are just a good team because they have an O-line. They have enough weapons, I think. And then you just see Bo Nix getting tackled before the end of the half, or that one touchdown drive, he's getting tackled, makes a great throw to Sutton. It's like, see, it's once in a while he's got it in there. It's just withstanding all the rest of it. But I guess saw some Pat Bryant tonight, saw some RJ Harvey, and then again, when you got Sean Payton, he knows your weakness, and that's why you saw Bobby Wagner kind of isolated a few times tonight. So it's like there's always that ace in the hole that they have, especially when it comes to playoff time.
Yeah. Okay, I was just pulling at some threads and I found something interesting on the Broncos run defense. It's okay. So if you go a heavy at them, 21 or 12 personnel, they're pretty good at that. Defending the run, they're still like top of the class there, even over the past month. But if you just go to 11 personnel runs, they've been one of the worst in the league over the past month. About 0.2 EPA per rush. 30th in the league for 11 personnel rush is over the past month since week 10. And just tonight against the Commanders for 11 personnel runs, 14 carries, 70 yards, 0.5 EPA per rush tonight on 11 personnel runs against the Commanders. So it seems like that's where teams have been able to attack for whatever reason. I'd have to go back and look at it because I just now saw this for the first time. But 11 personnel seems to be where teams are getting after the Broncos in the run game a little bit. Which is interesting because I would think maybe you get heavier, but
I would
lighter.
too. You kind of make them simple. Yeah, that's what I would actually think. That would be my theory on them too. Maybe my theory is that coverage wise, teams that play a lot of man, you can kind of manipulate that a little bit. Have a guy run like away, get him out of the play. Have guys pull. That's where you get a lot of cross field action, or like jet sweeps and stuff like that. Get guys moving, and that's what the Commanders do well. Like they got a lot of action, a lot of eye candy, so maybe that's a little bit of it. Guys going every which way. That's curious. Fun little thread to pull on. I could see your brain. I could see your light bulb turn on when I talked about it because you're like, "Hey, this is interesting here."
Actually, for the whole season, for 11 personnel runs, they're 27th EPA per rush, and they're 28th in yards after contact for all 11 personnel rushes. 3.5 yards after contact per rush against 11 personnel. 27 EPA per rush. Yeah, interesting.
That's interesting. Yeah, there's something that people can get on about that. No, I'm not really thinking of some of the AFC teams too that they go against. Yeah, but remember, we'll talk about it later. You'll hear me talk about, but like the Texans, really good defense. Okay, but all right, when they're man coverage, which is a lot on late downs. All right, the slot, they're one of the worst. And I felt that a little bit today when they're playing downs. But that's the thing. That's what we're coming playoff time. Is those little warts just get hyper fixated on them. The other opponent teams, opposing teams just look at that. They have all the season worth of data. So that's interesting. I like that you pulled at that one. But we'll wrap this one up. Broncos, I'm glad there wasn't a tie. I will say that.
Me too. Oh, my God. Me too.
I will say that. That was a win.
No ties.
It was a win that there wasn't a tie.
Yeah. Especially when you're 3. What are you doing? Go for it.
I know. Dan, I appreciate that about Dan Quinn. Good third down call, and you got that at the end. I will say that. Broncos 27, Commanders 26. Broncos take a kind of a chokehold in the AFC West. Not really chokehold, but a strong lead in the AFC West. They are a good team. Yeah. Excited to see how they close this out. Commanders, kind of the season from hell. I know with the Jane Daniels injury, amongst other injuries that they've had. So we'll probably be talking about them in a couple months. I'm sorry to say, unless they have a nice little upset for the next couple months. Maybe some mock draft talk. We'll talk about them as well. But also, earlier today, Charles and I went live on YouTube to react to week 13. That was a ton of fun. We have 3 highs, 3 lows. We have the Bills beating the Steelers in a gnarly game. The Bills had a bunch of backup linemen. Derek Harmon was out for the Steelers. And if you want to know how that game went, just look at Aaron Rodgers' post-game press conference where he's talking about team coming late to meetings and not knowing route signals. Even Renegade by sticks got booed at the stadium formerly known as Heinz Field. That's never happened in the history of time. So that's how you know how the Steelers offense performed today. The Seahawks win despite 219 yards on offense. Justin Jefferson left the locker room. Vikings shut out for the first time since 2007. Just stuff going on in the NFL. We talk about a whole bunch of it on Three Highs, Three Lows. Me and Chuck right after the break.